welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I'm just getting my lights sorted. It's just giving me a little bit of... That's better. Right. So today we have a lovely duo. This is Perfectly Plaid, which is a Christmas stamp set with lots of lovely trees in there. And there's a coordinating punch. Punches are absolutely brilliant because you can do so much with them. And that's what I thought I would show you today. This punch and this tree image here. And if you get both of these together, you get a 10% discount. All of the details of all the products that I use will be below in the description box. So that will take you directly across to my shop. So you can buy any of these now because they're available now. So we're using this, the Perfectly Plaid and the punch. And we're using that tree image. We are going to be using some of the absolutely gorgeous copper foiled and very vanilla Merry Christmas ribbon. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we are using some of the brand new, and I said that I would come on and show you how good it is, the Delicada pigment ink in, this is Celestial Copper. So it is like no other ink that I've used before. I told you I've used golds and silvers before and they always come out a bit sort of, you know, brown and grey looking. This has loads of shimmer in it. So we are going to make our own wreath. Well, no, snowflake. Now this is something that if you go back with Stampin' Up a good few years, you will remember on the front of one of the catalogues there was this absolutely beautiful ornament that was hanging and that was lovely. So I thought I would take a leaf out of that because I made that many years ago and I thought that we'd have a go at doing this one. So you need to stamp out, and I'm going to just sort of bring it up so you can actually see the amount of, and hopefully, yes, you just look at that. Look at that on the light where it catches it. You get the most absolutely gorgeous copper shimmer from this Delicata ink. And you are going to stamp out lots and lots and lots. You need 4 for each one of the elements. So I have actually stamped, and I've done quite a few, but you need to stamp out 4. And then you're going to use the punch and just punch them out. So I'm going to move that out of the way because I do need a little bit of room to do this. Now, if you take it, you need to take it punch side down, and you are going to just ease it across. And you're going to fold it in half. Now, you will see that it is not absolutely identical. That doesn't really matter. But you need to fold it in half, and the bottom piece, again, you won't get it exactly because the side pieces don't match completely, but that doesn't matter. So you need to do that with all 4 of these ones, and every 4 makes up one of the elements of this. Now, again, once you get to that stage, it is entirely up to you how many you decide to do the snowflake in. You can do it in any combination. You could just do it in 4. You can do it in 5. You can do it 6. You can do it in 8. I'm doing this one in 6 because I think that works perfectly. But you can, as I say, you can make it as big or as small as you want. It will take some time, I would think, from start to finish. By the time you've punched and you've folded and you've stuck all of these, the whole project will probably take you about an hour. So you fold in half 3 of them, you leave 1 as it is, and this piece we are going to turn upside down. So this part is facing underneath. And then we are just going to take some, I'm using wet glue because you know me, I love my wet glue. And you're just going to glue. Make sure the seam area is glued well. And then you're going to take the other piece and you are going to line it up. Now, I suggest that you line up the bottom leaf, the bottom sort of, yes, leaf, branch, whatever you want to call it, first, because that's the one that will allow you to line it up as best as you can. As I say, they are not identical, but the same as the tree that I did last year for you. It works really well. You don't need to have it identical. So let's take the other one. And as I say, Very Vanilla works perfectly because that will coordinate with the ribbon. Now, you can make this with any of our designer series paper. So have a look at the designer series paper that you like. There's some lovely Christmas ones. There's the Plaid one that goes with this. And you can make one out of that as well. So again, just sort of line it up and just glue it down. So you've got 3 of them together. Then we are going to, on this surface here, both of these pieces, we are going to just glue that down into all of those little pieces. You don't need a huge amount of glue. And I found the easiest thing is, as I say, we are doing this one so it's this way up. So when it is hanging, you can see the back side of it as well as the front side, and the back side looks pretty. So line it sort of up onto those bottom ones again, turn it over, lie it flat, and then you can make sure that that's adhered nicely. Okay, so that is one of your elements. Now you need, I'm doing it with 6, so we need 6 of them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then you need a small, I've done 2 circles because I'm doing a piece on the top, but you need 2 small circles. Again, the circle I've used is a 1 1/4 inch punch. You could use the smallest of our stitch shape framelets. It really is entirely up to you. Now we are going to then put these, and I want them literally to just touch on the edge. So rather than doing it with glue, I would normally do it with glue, but to save just a little bit of time, I'm going to do it with glue dots because that will make it a little bit quicker, I think. So I'm going to put a glue dot right on the end. Pick that up. Yes, I've got it. And I'm going to put it because I don't want, I'm going to get my silicone mat out actually, because then that will, if I get it slightly off, silicone mats are absolutely brilliant. I want this one so it's literally just touching. Okay, you can, as I say, I would normally do this with my wet glue. You could do it with hot glue gun, but literally just right on the end. You don't want it to be too much. Get that one up. And then we're going to put the other one literally halfway down the other side. So we only want it just touching because I want to be able to put something in the center of it. So then we are going to take, so we want 1, let's make sure I've got these in the right way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so the other 2 we've got to put in the angle. I'm going to just lay them down like that so you can see how we're going to do them. So this next one is going to have a little glue dot on here. So, and I think the glue dots will actually probably work really well. So we'll take a little bit of a glue dot on here. Come on. Whoops. There it is. And then we can put, because we want the, we can put a little bit of glue just on the edge, or a glue dot. You could put it just on the edge, which will help to just line it up a little bit, but you want to just make sure that it's just right on that little edge piece there. So I don't want it too far in. I'm trying to line it up as best as I can. So we'll have that one in on there, and then that one's going to go in between there. But as I say, I think the glue dots might work quite well. So let's just put one in on there. As I say, I wanted you to see the whole of the construction of it, because you can see how if you squished it up a bit, you could let's put that one in on there, make sure it's not too, you can see how you can sort of line it up. Put that one down. You can see how if you move them up like that, you could make it an 8. And if you could put a bigger circle, you could make it, as I say, as many as you want. But I'm just doing this for the time being because I didn't want to make this video too desperately long. Whoops, that's just come out of there. Get that little bit of glue dot in on there. So I'm just taking these two so I've got them as evenly lined up as I can. So we'll have that bit just down in on here. Give that a press. Lovely. And then the last one. The mini glue dots that we have are absolutely perfect because they literally, you can just take them right at the bottom and you know that they are going to stick really well, says me. In fact, they stick so well they're difficult to get up sometimes. Come on, there we go. And so this last one is going to literally just line up on there and make sure that you're pulling it out so it's not too, that's better like that. Okay, now I'm just going to take our, whoops, falling down on there, I'm just going to take our pokey tool. And I just want to just make sure that that's as glued down as I can on there. As I say, I would probably do it with wet glue and just put a big dobble of that on. But you then have your, you can see how it's starting to sort of take shape on here like that. So we've got that, and I'm just making sure that they're stuck on. And if you look at the other side, you can see as well, you've got the lovely pattern on the other side. So now what we want to do is we want to add some extra decoration to this. So I'm going to put this little piece, I want that to go into the center, but I want to use some of this lovely ribbon. So I'm going to move that out of the way. No, I'm not. I'm going to move that out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to take one of these little circles that's going to go in on the centre, take this ribbon, and what I want to do is I want to just do a piece in the centre which is going to just sort of fold down like that on there, and then we'll have the Christmas bit so that that folds in like that. So we've got Merry Christmas sort of in the centre. And that coming out there. Okay, so I need to take it to probably about there. Some scissors. In fact, I should take it to the end of the Christmas, shouldn't I? So I'm taking it from word to word. Okay, so I've basically taken two. So you've got the start of that one, you've got Merry Christmas on there. And then what I want to do is to literally just, and again, am I going to use glue or am I going to use a glue dot? I might just use a glue dot for this because, again, it's going to be a little bit quicker. And let me take those ones off. So we just need to have, it's going to go that way. So I need to have one in like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that in the centre like that. And then this can then be rolled down. We want the Merry Christmas bit on there, and we want that to come in like that underneath. So can just make it go back a little bit that way. Okay, so I'm going to put, just to get it even, I'm going to put the other glue dot in, so that needs to come that way. So the other glue dot on here, like that in the center. And then we can put this one in on here like that, so that that runs in together. So we know that when we press this piece down, that's going to come into the center. So we just need to now put another glue dot in on the center. Let me just take, I'm going to use my scissors actually. So just take a glue dot and put that in on the center seam that we've just made, because then when I want to press that down in the center, it's going to press down and just stick beautifully like that. So now we can bring our little star back in, or our snowflake, and we can put that in on the center, and I'm going to have it so that it comes out, and I can tuck that in like that in between there. Yes, and then that one's going to be tucked in there. Okay, so this is going to have to be glued down onto here carefully, and actually it will probably work better with dimensionals on this bit. It's going to be playing around a little bit. As I say, I haven't sort of got to this bit yet, so I was I'd got the idea, and I thought, right, before I get too far and I have to do the whole thing over again, I thought I'd come on and show you. So mini glue dots on this one, I think. So we're going to have that so that it goes in onto these ones, aren't we? So I'm just going to put a whole sort of row of mini glue dots around the outside of this. And again, you would probably find that if you used a hot glue gun, it would work perfectly. But I know not everybody has hot glue guns. So I thought, well, let's see what we can do to do it with what we've got. So I am using quite a few dimensionals, but I want them to be able to catch onto these little points on here. And rather than working out where each little piece goes, it's easier to put it on like this. So I'm just going to put those round, and then before I take that out, I want this to come in through. It's going to go in on the center there like that, so that can then hang up. And I think that's, you see, you could take, let's get the ribbon, you could actually take some ribbon and put it through, sort of coming up in, yes, we might be able to do that afterwards. So let's take this piece out first. So I'm just going to take these little dimensionals off of here. You could also, as I say, do it in some of the designer series paper. If you didn't want to stamp them all out beforehand, just punch them, and it'll take no time at all with the punch. So this one, I'm just working it out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 6. So 6 4s are 24. So this one you need 24. So a couple of sheets of the 6x6 designer series paper would actually work with this quite well. And again, you can take it to whatever level you want. So for example, if you wanted it a completely circular one, what you could do is you could do exactly the same thing and put them all on the other side as well. You could then take these ones and put them out of the center. So you can take it to whatever level you want. Now this, we are going to take it in on here. So it's going to rest in on the center like this. And then I'm going to take this so that it just goes in between like that, and just goes in between like that. So you've got the Merry Christmas with the ribbon coming through like that, which I think looks really rather good. And then what we can, let's take this one up a little bit so that it fits in just a little bit better. That's it. But then what you can do is to take the, where is it? Here it is. And you could do exactly the same thing. So we've got on here Christmas on that bit. So you can put one in between like that so that it just comes out on each one, which actually would probably look quite nice. So let's have a go at doing that. So I want it with... Do I want it just with Christmas? Yes, I think so. I think all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the words out on here. So I'll have Christmas on one. How many we're going to have? There's one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can have 6 of them, can't we? So let's just take these. I'm just taking them out where they are on there because I don't want them, don't think I want them too big. I'm muttering again, aren't I? But there you go. That's what happens when you're trying to work out what you're going to do with something. Let me just put my finger in there. Yeah, that's right. You don't want it. You don't want it too much because otherwise it'll stick out too much. So if you just take them across where there's a little dot in between. So 1, 2. 3. Reminds you of name tapes. When you're sewing the name tapes into children's... when my children were small, I remember you used to get name tapes like this, and you would then cut each one out and then put it on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And do I want it to come out over on the side? Yeah, I think I do actually. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got 6 of those. So these, I'm literally just folding them in half, and then we'll put them just that they come out on there. So I want, oh, I'm going to do it with glue dots because that's actually quite quick. So we need a glue dot on the bottom of each one of these pieces. Doesn't really matter which one. So let's take glue dot on there. That's 1. Glue dot on there. 2. 3. Now I'm just working out, have I put it the right way around? Yes, I think I have. Whoops. Pick that one up. 4. 5. 6. Okay. So then we can just put this in like this together. And then that's going to go into each one of those like that, which just gives it just a little bit. So you've got Merry on one bit. In fact, you can just take Merry, Merry. In fact, it's quite nice to have Merry on it, isn't it? So that's Merry, Merry, Merry. Those two are different Marys. Put that one in on there. Yeah, I think this will make an absolutely beautiful little Christmas ornament, and then put that one in underneath there. So they're actually going to sit. Have I missed one out? I have, haven't I? I haven't got one down on there. Oh yes, I have. That's the one that goes in on there, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so then we just need to put those down. I'm not going to do that bit now, And what you can do is in the center of each one of those, you can put one of our any one of our gemstones. So you could put what have we got? Yeah, you've got all sorts. You can put copper, just pretty things, whatever you want. But you can see, I'm going to pick this up this way. I'm not going to take it off because I haven't stuck the ribbon down yet. But you can see on there that you have a really rather beautiful Christmas ornament, very simple to achieve, and you can see all the lovely colour. And as I say, looks like a beautiful little snowflake using just the punch, some stamps and a bit of ribbon. So thank you so much for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.